Hello my mindful mamas, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Bethany Bradshaw and I'm here waking up the world one mama at a time. My videos are all about increasing your mindfulness and your parenting skills, and today's video is all about predictable, challenging behaviors and how to overcome those. Check it out. So in my previous videos, I've talked about simple redirections and problem solving with your kids, and that all still ties into this video, but that's more so for the small, minute problems that you see that are a little bit more isolated. This video is for challenging behaviors that are predictable, consistent, and happen over a longer period of time. So your kid might be notorious for kicking and screaming when they don't get their way. Your kid might be notorious for destroying property. Maybe they shut down, or whatever it may be, whatever negative behavior that you're seeing that's consistent, that you can say, when this happens, I know my child will do this. So I want to start by saying that there's more than what meets the eye. What you're seeing, the clenched fists, the screaming, the kicking, is just an outward expression of an inward emotion. So they may be feeling serious anxiety in those times, or they might be feeling overwhelmed or frustrated or extremely sad, or maybe that triggers a memory that that they experienced in their past. You know, this video is really helpful for foster parents or step parents, or maybe teachers of young kids who aren't in your care all the time, so you don't know the full story, you don't know what kind of home setting they live in, or you don't know what kind of models they have in their lives. Part of overcoming these challenging behaviors is to have positive role models, or to be a positive role model, to show these kids that in these stressful times, that's not acceptable, but this is. Or, you know, that doesn't solve your problem, but this might, or this doesn't decrease the amount of anxiety you're feeling, but this might. And to show them what to do in those times, because you're the guardian, or you're the parent, and that's your job to help them thrive. So another way to overcome these challenging behaviors is to invest in the kiddo. So to teach coping skills, to provide a safe place for them to go when they do feel those times of, you know, stress or anxiety. Do you have a calming corner? When I was a pre-K teacher, we had this little tent that was over by the teacher's desk, and it was, you know, one kid at a time could use it, and it was only if you were feeling mad, sad, frustrated, you know, any of those negative emotions. They could go over to this tent, and they could just have time to regroup, you know, collect their thoughts, you know, maybe cry it out, or draw a picture of how they're feeling, express themselves, just have a little bit of downtime. If this isn't something that you have in your home that you think your child might benefit from, you could build a calming corner. I've seen, like I said, the example of the tent, I've seen like the canopies in a corner of a room, just a really inviting area for a kid to go when they're feeling high stress. So a calming, you can call it the calming corner, a safe space, whatever you want to call it, but create that place with your child so that they can come up with things. If they're old enough, they can come up with things that they might want to add to that area that might help them calm down. If they have a special blanket, that might be appropriate to add into the calming corner. So that's one thing that you can do to invest in your child. Another thing you can do, even in a negative situation, pointing out one good thing that they did. Maybe they were able to calm their body better this time than they were able to before, or maybe instead of kicking and screaming, they just yelled, "I'm mad." Well, they're communicating a feeling, so that's progress. Thank you for telling me that you're mad. I really like those words you're using. Let me help you overcome that feeling. I really hate it. It's really hard for me when I'm feeling angry or mad as well. Another thing is to change your vocab throughout the day. So if you're talking about them or experiences you have with them, or if you're just having a discussion about family time, school time, whatever setting it is that you are interacting with these kids, talk about those times as if you are grateful for experiencing those. So instead of saying in a conversation with someone around your kid, I had to teach her how to calm her body, or I had to teach him how to use his words. Instead of saying I have to, say I got to, or I get to. So you're grateful because you have that opportunity to do these things. I got to help Johnny overcome his fear of heights. I got to teach Zachary that it's okay to mess up. So I get to do these things as opposed to I have to. Don't make it a chore, make it something that you're grateful to do. So that's just a couple things that I had written down to help in these stressful times with long-term challenging behaviors. Just know that there's a lot more going on than what meets the eye, and that with the focus on the positives, you're going to see more positives, and to just stay consistent. Know that just a couple days of doing this isn't going to eradicate these challenging behaviors. They still may pop up from time to time, but if you're really practicing these things, then I can guarantee that in time things will get better. I'd like to end this video with a quote that I found from Dave Willis, and that states, "There are no perfect parents and no perfect children, but there are plenty of perfect moments along the way." And I thought that was just a really good summary of the message I was trying to convey today, and just to remind you guys that not to beat yourself up too much about it, that it's a learning process for you and the kiddo. Tomorrow's a new day, and as long as you're being mindful and living with intent, then everything should be a-okay for the future. Thank you again for your time, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit the little bell next to it for future notifications of my videos. I try to post once a week. And thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time.